There you
Hello,
go.
everybody. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I know most of us.
Good, busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I thank you, Zach, for coming in up in here, man. I really appreciate that. That's dedication, definitely, definitely. Alrighty, so this is 11:18 of our weekly meeting for the HVRE 2018 project. So we're just gonna, as we go along, we're just gonna talk about what was done the past week and what the goals is for continuing next week, as we are in like um, almost at the end of this guy. Everybody, it's really cool to see this. So I'll go ahead first and talk about um, well, I always put the same thing as always, like anything that needs to be looked into towards the end of the project. It seemed like we need to discuss this Mac machine. So go ahead, Shiloh. You can discuss this really quickly. I mean, well, not that's really quickly. You can go ahead and discuss it as long as you want, but just go ahead.
Well,
You
the
can go
short
ahead.
of it, yeah, the short of it is that I've been looking into getting an account with Apple Developer Program, and I want to do it as a company so that in the future we can, release things. And to do that, they require you to have a Apple machine where they I don't know how to send it to anything other than an Apple machine to verify my account. And I think they do this because they really want you developing on their hardware. Um, and right now, I know we talked about using Zax for building out, but for this instance, I can't do that because I have to have something legitimate that every time I log in, I can use to verify my account. So, in order to do that, I need to talk to Shay and find out from him if buying something like a Mac Mini um, would be sufficient. There's one that I found on Amazon for about $200 that would. It looked like it had decent specs to me. It runs OS 1010, which is a few versions old, but what I kind of needed to find out was if that would be sufficient for what we needed. That's pretty much it. That's kind of where I'm stuck. If Shay, can you give me any feedback on that, or is that something that you would have to like look into?
Like, um,
I mean, I could send you a link to
That
the.
should be fine for the thing when you're talking about just like logging in.
But would it be able to build as well? Because I mean, I don't want to just like
The
spend $200 to be able to log into an account.
yeah, it it should be able to build probably.
I
Because you're
can
not
send you the
really
link and you can look at it.
like it's not like it even has to run the game. It just has to build. It's fairly simple. You probably have to. You will probably have to update the OS.
Okay. I think they said that they can update it up to 10.13, but it cannot get to 10.14.
That may or may not be a problem.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So like there's stuff like so to like I know like to install the newest version of Xcode, you need the newest version of the OS, and also like I know John the other day had a problem where like he wanted to make a build for iOS, and like for the newest version to build to the newest version of iOS, you need the newest version of Xcode, and then to get the newest version of Xcode, you need to have the newest version of the Mac OS. It's really I hate Apple all that, but it's really
Yeah.
they sort of do a lot of this where they sort of force you to have all their stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
Well, technically at this point, and I'm just going to throw this out there. We can change our mind about the iOS thing if you guys want to. But at this point, we haven't spent any money on it.
Yeah.
So we can save that and put it into something else. Or, I was telling Leonard that at this point, it'd be about the cost, or the cost would be about the amount that we received from doing the Moreland Gallery last year. So it wouldn't really be much out of my pocket. But again, that's only if that would suffice. If that wouldn't work, then I'm not sure that it's really worth.
I don't know if it's really worth like making buying a MacBook or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to buy. We don't want to go that. Yeah. So
kind of like I stopped my research at that point because I looked pretty thoroughly to see if I could find anything around the maybe $300 price range, because that'd be a little extra, but I would still own the equipment, so I feel like it'd be kind of an investment for future endeavors possibly. So I don't mind throwing an extra 100 in there, but there's not a whole lot I can get for that range, and definitely nothing with the newest operating system. So if that's the limiting factor here, then we may not be able to develop it for iOS.
All right. Do you know the year that the Mac Mini was made?
The one that I was looking at was 2010.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Mac Mini, late 2012 or newer for Mojave. That's the Mac OS.
Mojave's 1014. So I think that's 2014.
Okay. So
from what my research was doing. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but from my brief research into like, okay, well, would this even work? And they said that particular machine is upgradable to 1013, but it will not upgrade to 1014.
Right.
So if 1014 is a must-have, then I can keep looking for a piece of equipment that would run it. Like maybe I can find an old MacBook or something that's for sale. But at this point, I'm getting into like, I don't know, kind of squishy reasons to buy a Mac. I don't really.
Exactly.
If I was gonna buy a Mac, I would probably want something a little bit nicer, like for myself personally. For this project, however, like I'm not really all that interested in developing on iOS. I feel that their mentality isn't my mentality personally. So in my world, I probably won't do anything with Macs, but I know that a lot of people use them, and it's very good for publishing like stuff to get to the other half of the audience.
Right, exactly.
So if you guys want to take a look out there to see if you can find anything that would be, because my understanding right now is that, Shay, you said that John's having to upgrade to the newest version of OS X. Is that true?
Yeah, I believe.
Okay.
Also, I ran into that like years ago. When I was doing stuff years ago, I know I ran into that also, where to install the new Xcode, you just install the new operating system.
Gotcha.
And Xcode's what you use to like make builds and stuff of.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will continue to look into this. I won't give up yet, but if you guys see anything, let me know. If you see a good deal on a laptop with Mojave on it, let me know. Because if we do upgrade, I don't think upgrades are free, are they? Think you have to pay for them?
No, I think they're free.
I thought you might have had to pay to go up like a major version. I thought you maybe have to pay.
Yeah, I think between the 10 and like, between the different names, I think you have to pay. I think there might be small updates in between, but when they change names,
Windows, they constantly release updates, I think, but major versions, I think,
yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I think that would be an additional cost too.
Again, when I did it a while ago, I was like using my mom's laptop from her work laptop,
and
I remember like getting to a point where I couldn't just update the OS myself, and like so her work was willing to like update it for her.
Gotcha.
But I think part of that was I had to pay to update. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
That also could have changed since then, but like,
I doubt it. But if you guys see like an opening there, Yeah, they gave away Windows 10 to anybody with the previous version, so
Yeah,
I mean maybe.
but
All right.
Anyway, that's my update on that, where I'm
Okay.
at on that. So
All right.
apologies. I wish that I could have made more progress, but at this point it's money, and money always slows things down.
Very true. But we appreciate the research you've done for us and everything to find this out. And so we need to give some thought and also possibly help out in the future about what we can do. Um, okay. Thank you, Shiloh, for that information.
Sure.
It's all right. We'll figure this out. Um, it's funny. Design department is blank, but I feel like there's something in the design I want to talk about. But there was shoot. Um, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Crap. All right. Then forget it. If I have nothing for design, then just skip it. Shay, what you got going on?
So I made a new book.
Oh.
Oh, here I'm gonna share my screen. Is it okay? Yeah. Well, first of all, really quick, I was looking at like the texture for the blinking. It looks weird, I think, a little bit. Is Zach there?
He's around. Oh, what did I just do?
Okay. Anyway, I think it looks a little weird.
Oh boy.
You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
It looks like the 3D model actually has like eyes that come up right
well,
there.
It does have eyes, and like the texture. Well, for one thing, like the texture where he part that's black where he had stuff is sort of underneath the eyeball. And then the eyeball is just entirely blank.
So
sort of
two options.
Yeah. So I think it like I'd almost put I don't know, maybe almost put more of like a sort of a line in the middle of the eye, where the eyeball in the model is, or something. I don't know.
I actually, okay, so what do you guys feel about getting rid of the geometry for the eye and just flattening that out and using graphics instead? I mean, because the eyes don't move.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Then,
I do have a.
I would just put, I don't know.
Because I kind of think the eyes look a little buggy right now anyway.
Yeah.
They pop out.
I think it looks fine. Let's see. Where's.
I do have
fine
one.
with the original texture. I would just put maybe like you almost want at the bottom here. I think
there is one point that we need to keep in mind is that these are just the casts that are in there temporarily. We still have our own cast that we created. That
I don't know. What's the status of all the animations and everything? Because I'm starting to wonder if it's like gonna get done by the end of the month. If that cat's ever gonna make it in there.
Yeah, that's the cat in which we had for oh, that has everything on there. So we need to like possibly just bring those in now and figure that out. But we can talk we can talk about that because yeah, we have that cat looking like that, but that's supposed to be our cat that we're supposed to be using. So we need to start moving towards getting the other cats in there and stuff like that. Because it literally that literally has all the cats that were necessary for our project. So
yeah, David's got the animation on that one
Yeah.
I guess that's the cuddly animation.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. All right. So, uh, um,
Um.
I'm sorry, Shay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway.
So the book text or the book.
And then also I did the book. The book.
Yay! Look at the book.
And it opens.
Yay!
Cool.
And oh wait, not yet. Can I show it real quick? Oh, other stuff. So now, if you like pick it up, it's closed. And then it's broken. Oh, I need you to tutorial. But yeah, pick it up, it closes, and then if you put down, it opens up.
Cool.
Yeah,
Neato. Neato.
Still, the I'd still like to make the tabs sort of more like the concept art Zach made. And also like a sort of page turn type thing would be nice. It still just doesn't do that. Just sort of jumps to the new UI. Anyway.
Tutorial looks good.
Yeah. The other thing was I started I started to update like AR stuff that we're using. Because we were on like a fairly old version of AR Core and ARKit and stuff. So I wanted to update that. I have it mostly working with that now. I wanted to sort of change how it sized the play area. Yeah, that's it. That's what I've done this week.
Cool. Yeah, the AR stuff is crazy. Shay and I were looking into that. Oh, who just popped in?
Oh yeah, with also that sort of Ms. Leonard sort of mentioned it. We also wanted to sort of try to get rid of that text. I think I feel like the new AR course stuff maybe starts to recognize something a little quicker. It might help, but I don't know. Leonard talked about the idea of like just having. I think talk about this idea of like having some sort of animation that encourages you to move your phone around. Because that's a big thing you need to do a lot of times when if it's not recognizing something immediately. So you just need to move your phone around and see more of the area.
The idea is that you are encouraging them to search around to find planes and everything. Because what happens is that if you don't, so you need to, so by not using words and everything, we have to figure out a way to explain, hey, I need you to search around for a plane. I need you to click here. I need you to click there. And so that's the kind of difficulty way. And so
so left arrows, right arrows, blinking on the edges of the screen could easily direct people to look left and right with the screen. Mm-hmm. And the little icon for a hand with a finger on it is quite commonly used for tapping on the screen.
True. All right. So
if you're looking for wordless ways to do these things, those are suggestions.
Actually, they're good suggestions. Opie, what are you doing? Yeah, they're good suggestions. I'm going to write them down because we need them. Arrows to show direction, and okay, cool. Alrighty. What else was I? What else? Okay, so that's all you got for Shay? I mean, okay, that's all you got, Shay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Art, are you there, buddy? Zach? Zach, you there? Well, he's here in spirit.
Some sort of noise coming now.
Oh, Zach? Nope. That's gone. All right. Oh. Zach?
Hello?
Hey. Do you want to, are you able to,
testing.
Are you able to talk about what you worked on this week? Or? You know what? Well, you can just listen to him. How about that, Zach? I'll take care of it for you. Don't worry about it. Zach? All right. So it seems like the art department, what they worked on this week was the progress in the standing painting animation. And the s'mores asset and the segmented versions complete will be using the smooth versions. Simple dish for s'mores complete, and progress in the logo design variations. So design variations, let's take a look at that real quickly. There we go. So Zach asked us to show like which ones we liked and all that fun stuff. And there he goes again. So does anybody, so for me, what are everybody's thoughts on these? Because I think we just need to decide on a look and then.
Do you want me to try to find them to show?
Oh,
are you?
Oh my gosh! I thought I was showing them. I'm sorry. My apologies. How do we? Okay, fine. So sorry. I'm just. Go. All right, there you go. All right, cool. So these are the ideas of the designs for Catopia that it was shown that was made, and so kind of decide exactly like how it's going to look. Not a problem. Not a problem. Understood. Okay. So what's everybody's thoughts on these and how you feel about them? And like, I like, well, C and J were like good for stickers, but for me, I felt like B would probably be the final. And that's my decision, but that's my choice for all of these or whatnot. Anybody else got anything?
Can you open it back up and leave it there? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So just to give some feedback on all of them, Catopia, I like the silhouette sort of scenario that you got going on there. But for some reason, top pops out at me because of the different color. B, that sort of eliminates that, and it's still got a lot of those elements. Might want to play with the font a little bit, but for some reason it seems real skinny on B. But C seems to be very proportionate. I kind of like how it turned out on C, and also has like the silhouette going on, but it doesn't isolate any letters by changing the color of any of the letters. So they're all I like C out of those the best.
Okay.
And then on the D through G, I kind of like D because the symmetry is better.
Mhm.
Not that we couldn't take care of the symmetry, but it just seems kind of like, and maybe he was going for, and he can't talk right now, unfortunately, but maybe he was going for a more asymmetrical look. If that's the case, it might be better to be more have more intent in the asymmetry, because it looks like it's almost symmetrical, like the little spirals underneath and the balance in the image, but it's just ever so slightly oriented to the right. D doesn't do that. D seems pretty balanced, but it might just be kind of trying to get stuff out too. So if his intent was to have it balanced, then we can say I still like D because it fills up more of the background with the characters.
Mhm.
And then G because out of F and G, I like G better because it's more readable for some reason.
I can see that.
Of the H, I, and J, I definitely like J the best. I think there's like a few extra things going on in there. Like there's the cat standing on P and I. So I might be as prone to like the other, as prone to like I. I kind of like the outline on it, like you said, to be good for stickers and things like that. If it's on a white background, it probably wouldn't show up. It'd look more like H, but I still think that that would be okay. But if it were on a darker background, I kind of like having the white outline because it gives it like, I don't know, it feels like a thing.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of like the colors in J too. If I had to pick one, I would probably pick C or J. Those are my two favorite, but C is kind of my favorite because it illustrates what we were doing so much. I mean, they all kind of do, but C is a little more like about the starting tower and things like that, and then later on we get into the castle and stuff. So I don't know. It's sort of hard to say like, well, none of these is going to incorporate everything that we're talking about, but I think C does a really good job of it. I don't know. It's my favorite.
So I agree that the cardboard box sort of tower represents the like cat tower idea better than a castle. Like I don't know, the castle doesn't make me think of cat towers. It's a cool thing that you get to in the game, but I like the cardboard boxes as representing the game better.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea is that that's what we start out with and everything. That's understood. I can see what Shiloh says as well about that too. C and J are still my favorite as well. Yeah. Oh my, I'm sorry. My apologies. All right. Did anybody else have any thoughts about the look of the logo and stuff like that? David, are you there, buddy? Sorry, I have to switch over like that and whatnot, but
It's okay.
yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's all right. Tried new headphones, but I guess they don't connect well. But I liked B and C a lot. Again, C has that sticker appeal to it, and so that could also be for promoting it later. You can have a bunch of stickers for it. But I'd say that B and C both capture, I would say, everything, kind of like what was mentioned earlier, just everything the game is about. More so than H through J, just because like those play more so on the Topia feel, but for actual gameplay and what you're really doing, I would say B or C for sure.
True. Understood. It's looking like C is having is getting some likes more than a lot of things and whatnot. All righty. Something quick I want to mention is that also this is the s'more that Jerry worked on and everything. That's really cool. I think it's kind of incredible to look at.
That looks really good.
Makes me hungry.
Yeah, that's amazing. Alrighty. Fully cooly. So let me see. Let me go back over here, switch screens real quick again. Application at that. All right. So thank you, Art, for all you've done. And I'm gonna
great job.
Yeah, they've done so much. It's incredible. So I'll just go over the sound real quickly. There was actually, you know what? Get rid of that. Checklist made to show the sounds needed for the game. I made that, started on it and add to it, and then we can just find simple ones, and it'll be added to it over time. And we have all those sounds that we have in the first place, so we'll be solid and good for the time being. So marketing, continue to use design picks for Screenshot Saturday and new logo. Last night, I went ahead and I tweeted about the s'mores, and also I gave a shout out to Jared for what he did and everything, since he's now finished as part of the project and everything. For the QA testing department, I created the questionnaire for reporting the issues and everything. So after we send out, by the way, I forgot when we decided we were going to. So here's the thing. We have. I saw last night we have about like maybe 5 people that have signed up to do testing. And the mixture was iOS and Android. It seemed like mostly were Android. And so the thing is that we can do Android testing as soon as Shay feels like it can be good to go on that.
We were going to start it December 1st. They have a date on there.
Oh, December 1st. Oh,
Yep.
December 1st. Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
It's the 1st through the 15th.
My apologies.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Starting testing December 1st. I guess I didn't write that down. Starting testing.
Yeah, it's in the testing application and in the reply.
Okay.
They get.
Awesome. Thank you, Shallow.
I also posted it on my Facebook and Twitter and all of that, and
True.
should probably have a couple of friends that will help out.
Awesome. But the thing is that, though, unfortunately, based on the discussion we had today, iOS folks are going to be, we can't do iOS for the time being. We only do Android. So we'll just do what
Unless
we
we
can.
find a machine by December 1st.
Unless we find that.
If I can get a machine by December 1st, then I can probably at least get something going. Probably want to try to get a machine before that so that we can get everything signed up, because I don't know how long that's going to take. But
of course. Okay. Fully coolly. All righty. So things going on this week. Anything that needs to be looked into towards the end of the project. Pretty much that's always continually always being discussed, exactly like what needs to be done. And I think that it's being covered completely. So one thing about the design department that we need to talk about is that book stands capabilities. Because I don't think the book stand's been entered yet or even made, but I know that we could possibly get one or have it made and stuff like that. We discussed it a little bit. The idea was that the book stand was going to be at the corner of it's an opposite corner of where the mailbox is, and the book stand, by clicking on it, when the book is not there, we'll be able to bring the book back. That was one of the things we discussed about that, because the idea was that we don't have a book stand on hold. Did we decide not to do it?
To me, it's not the first thing I'm worried about.
Okay. Well, maybe. Okay, then I'll just then.
I don't know exactly where that came from, but
yeah. Well,
there's a little bit of work that goes into it, and we still have other stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little bit late for doing it, but.
Oh boy, you're so freaking right.
Here's a lectern or a pulpit. If you guys hold on, I'll share my screen if I can get it to come up. And I can edit this a little bit if we need it. Merp. How do I do this? I always forget how to share my screen.
You're right with me.
No. It's on the left of all the little buttons.
Yeah, it's on at the bottom of.
Oh, I hit cancel instead. No, I hit share. Why isn't it sharing?
At the bottom of the
Why isn't it letting me share? I'm trying. Or maybe if I drag it over to this window.
Well, I see. Wait. You're sharing something.
Yes? I don't see anything.
I mean, I can pull it over and show it on the video.
Leonard's showing something.
Oh! You're on Atelier. My bad. There you go. It's on Atelier. Okay, cool.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. I keep thinking I'm Shiloh too. Yeah, my computer is Atelier.
Yeah.
So there you go. Something super simple like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can download that now and edit it to fit whatever we need. If you really want a podium.
Possibly the space be a little bit smaller, maybe, so it doesn't like go into the play area a little bit. Or possibly it's just a stand that's stuck in the ground. So no.
Yeah, just get rid of the base and just have like a stick in it.
Yeah, get rid of the base and just have it stuck in the ground like that. That'd be good enough for me.
Okay. Cool. Well, I will get that to you then.
Cool. Thank you very much.
I could also just remodel that.
Yeah, it's super simple. So if you want to model it, you could probably do it with primitives in Unity.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Blender or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's mostly like 3 cubes or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, something like that, really.
Okay. Yeah, we just need to that was my thing about it. Like this was based upon testing about what we saw. Also based upon testing, there was a few things that were looked up. You guys can still see my screen, right? Okay. Based upon testing from what I did the other night, there was a few things.
One of the things was like I know one of the things was the particle effect that went from the
right here.
particle from the letter to the book. Was apparently way too fast. And people sort of wasn't really able to follow it all the way to the book.
Right.
One thought is you'd almost could kind of work to do, but you could almost have it like not actually just go. The particle effect could not necessarily even go to the book all by itself. It could like go just slightly off screen towards the book, and then you have to actually look at it for it to go farther.
Wait, are you saying that you control based upon where you're looking at, where the
it's like the particle effect will sort of go in the direction of the book, but only slightly off screen.
Yeah.
And you'll sort of keep a trail there.
Uh-huh.
We can go all the way to the book, but we could just like leave a trail there.
Yeah.
And the trail doesn't disappear.
Gentlemen, flying at Australia.
Yeah, that was my idea, that the trail stays there until you look at it, possibly, and then or the trail stays there until you pick up the book or something like that for the first time, whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like that. Yeah.
You could have. So there's two things. You can have like one is almost just have a trail that just is sitting there.
Yeah.
The other thing is, again, I'd almost maybe have like sort of like a little floating particle effect or something that could just be hovering, maybe even right at the edge of your screen, I guess. So right at the edge of your screen, in the direction of where the book is, it could just sort of hover there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you sort of try to look at it, if you try to look directly at it, it moves farther. I don't know.
It sounds complicated, but
the simpler thing probably would be just have like a.
So like the particle effect would end.
Yeah.
Once it's
Hey,
looked at.
I'm sharing Navi. We can do something like that. Like a little ball of light that goes from thing to thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that.
That'd be a little bit what I was talking about, where there's like a floating particle effect that's at the edge of your screen.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we need something. Yeah, we need something possibly like that. That's a good one, Shiloh. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like it can have cat ears and a tail or something. I don't care, but like it's a simple solution because that's initially why they made it.
It was a little bit more work than I wanted. But, I think the simplest thing for now would be like probably just the particle effect trail like I have now, except for it doesn't actually go anywhere. It doesn't actually disappear until you look at the book.
Yeah, that probably would work.
That's probably the best way of doing it. So that was one of the issues that we saw the other night and everything. Better way to tell there's something in the mailbox. I think maybe
talk about that, just trying to make the flag more obvious somehow.
Yeah, flag more obvious, like a bigger flag possibly, or
I think you mentioned, did you mention something about like just sticking a giant cat head on the end of it or something?
Wait, what?
I thought you said something about like doing something like stick a giant cat head on the end of the flag or something.
Yeah, well, it was the idea was that it would spin to tell you, hey, this like it would get your attention. If something's spinning or moving, can y'all
I
hear
don't
me?
think you
No.
even have to move. The problem right now is it's just sort of the flagpole's sort of thin, and like you have a tendency, the direction you tend to be looking at it is sort of like down the sort of narrow side of the flag.
Right.
And it's I don't know. It's not that easy to see the flag right now.
Yeah.
And it's not that obvious that it's up or down. So I mean, just a bigger flag. I think especially like a bigger thing on the end of the flag that obviously is now up versus down.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. There needs to be some way of showing that there's something
and
in
yeah,
there.
and it could also, like you said, I don't know about it. I don't know if it make anything spin.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it could glow or something, or I guess it could spin if you really wanted it to.
That was my first thought, to like show some type of emotion that's going on in order to show, hey,
Yeah,
there's
something more like
something
a glow is a common sort of language for, hey, click on
right.
it.
And you know what? The glow is what we use for the tutorial in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
And the glow is how we get attention. So then forget about the spinning. So yeah. All right. Oh, so that was.
If we really want to, we could make the full mailbox glow like the tutorial.
Yeah.
Just do that anytime you have mail if we wanted to. But.
Can we?
I mean, technically we can. It's easy to do.
Okay, let's just do that then. Yeah.
A little bit of a question of how much we want to. With the tutorial, sort of like saying like you sort of have to do this, and sort of like you want sort of in your face, do this, do it now.
Right.
For normal play, if you have mail, it's not necessarily an urgent thing, but
there you guys
it's
are.
more up to you to do what you want.
Right, of course. But the thing is that we need to get their intention. If something's glowing, so we could possibly do this. And for right now, the purple color is used in the tutorial. And so if purple is used in the tutorial, maybe use a different color for glowing and during the regular gameplay that will show, hey, you need to interact with this.
Yeah.
That possibly would make sense. Oh, just because because what Shavy said before about like you have to interact with this in the beginning, showing that hey, you need to click on this in order to actually continue on. If you differentiate between like maybe two different colors, maybe we decide like, hey, that this is not necessary at the time that you need to interact with.
I don't think you want to. I mean, the whole point of the glowing is like a tutorial element.
Right.
Not necessarily like. I don't think you should speak two different languages. That's kind of all I'm saying. I think that would become confusing because then they'll be like, "Oh, now why is it glowing green?"
Okay.
I don't know. I think it would be confusing, but it's just my thoughts. You guys are.
Well,
Shay does this a lot more often, but
it glowed one color, like a little trail to guide you to the object, and then when it was within view of the camera, it then changed into green, like you have found me or something.
So
well, first of all, like there's no like for the mailbox. I don't think there's going to be any trail to it or anything.
So what brought this up about like you're worried about
the flag? People didn't notice the flag being up.
Okay.
So like
does it glow?
Later when you're just playing, people didn't notice the flag being up because the flag is just sort of a little bit small and unobvious when it's up or down.
Okay. Well, you might want it to be a little oversized and maybe does it glow when it's up?
No.
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 There's no glow.
Because just the flag could glow during the normal game.
That might be something nice just to draw their attention to it. And I don't think it's bad that it's similar language to the tutorial. I mean, it tells them that, hey, and you can have a timer on it. It doesn't have to glow right away, but I think that if it does, it's fine.
Yeah, but it needs to. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. If we only glow on the flag and stuff like that, then we know that you can. Okay. Yeah, this is from testing on Tuesday night and whatnot. From what I got from other people and whatnot. So
yeah,
I was like, okay, maybe we need to change a little bit here and there and whatnot. So
yeah, try not to reinvent the wheel if we can help it, and try to reuse stuff that we're already doing. Because if you establish a language with your player, you want to try to maintain that and not give them something new for some, if you can help it. I mean, sometimes you have to, but it seems like in this situation, it would probably be okay to just try it out, see if glowing will do it, and see if that would be enough. Like maybe make the flag a little bit bigger and make it glow with the same glow that tutorial stuff does. And if you want to make that happen after a minute, then you can do that, or you can do it right away, whatever you guys want to test.
I like it just doing it immediately, like
immediately. Yeah.
We having the weight and everything possibly could
confuse them more.
Confusing. I don't feel like it's just necessary.
Like
I just want to show you. Hey,
like I feel like it's just like if it's glowing, that means you have mail.
Yeah.
And so it should just, if you have mail now, it should be glowing now.
Yeah.
And I think it might be a benefit to have that as a consistent thing, because then it sort of reiterates that, you have this hint system that sort of pops up every now and then. And so the next time we have a tutorial element, it's not a completely reintroducing it to them again. They still see it periodically when there's something to be done.
Yeah.
I think that that's actually kind of a nice way to carry it on, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I'm sorry that. Well, I'm not sorry, but I'm not sorry. Not sorry. No. I saw. So based upon this testing and everything, seeing design issues that we possibly had, and that was a really good reasoning for it. Because in the tutorial, it was just that one thing. Because, yeah. Okay. Shay, did you think about need to show buttons active, inactive? Did you figure that out? I know we talked about it while we were there the other night.
What?
Need to show buttons active or inactive. Better. Crap. That's like the wrong way to say it.
So there's a couple different things. Are you talking about? There's a couple different things that were sort of mentioned. One was the well, yeah, that's sort of, I think it's an inaccurate thing for either one. There was the making the during the tutorial, making the button you're supposed to click more obvious.
Yeah.
Click be your the one thing which it was sort of mentioned doing it maybe before was like having like a black sort of making a sort of semi-transparent black over the entire page, sort of graying out the entire page, except for the button.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was, the only complication with that is you get into like sort of draw order issues where you gotta sort of a little bit messy. You gotta sort of force that button to draw last.
Oh wow, you really gotta deal with that? Oh yeah, you do. Crap, I forgot about it.
Yeah, because you want the semi-transparent black to like
Mhm.
draw over everything except for that button.
Oh boy.
Can
Button is
you instead adjust the texture on the other elements briefly? Would that be easier?
That wouldn't be
Because I know
easier.
that you can darken them.
You can. It wouldn't be easier. That'd be
That'd be
a lot more
harder.
things to change.
Okay. It was just a thought.
And it'd have a slightly different look probably. But I don't know. The other thing was they mentioned just the glow on the buttons wasn't that obvious.
Right.
Maybe even just making that bigger.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was talked about that might be what you're talking about, I don't know. They also mentioned the idea of like if you didn't have an item or didn't have the stuff to craft an item, like a bunch of the stuff you start out, you don't have the recipe or anything. You can't make it, can't use it.
Yeah.
On that page with like just all of the items,
Yeah.
just to somehow indicate that. Which I had sort of planned on doing and hadn't gotten around to it.
Oh, okay. Well, also there was talk about like way to show, hey, you can actually craft stuff too.
Is that what I just said? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Maybe that's what you just said. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you just said. I'm sorry. My bad. It's been a day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
all
then,
right.
I mean, once you get into the page for that particular item, it's obvious that you can't craft it, I think. But,
right.
But just nice. They just want a nice, like, if you're looking over all the items, to not have to click through every item to find out if you can do anything with it.
Yeah.
So, do we have any sound effects that happen when these things are ready? Like when the mailbox pops up or when you have stuff that can be... We don't have any sound effects that accompany that.
You can add some sound effects for that type of stuff. I don't like relying on sounds because...
But as to augment it would be...
Yeah. It's a nice little extra polish thing to have sounds in those areas. But I wouldn't like that as a solution for like the fact that people don't notice the mail flag going up and stuff. Because like I usually never play games on my phone with sound, so like I don't want to rely on that. But yeah, it's a nice little polish thing to make a little sound.
I just had a thought for the mailbox, and tell me if this is way too dorky, and you guys might not be old enough. But do you remember that movie, You've Got Mail?
Yeah.
Or
I've heard of it. I haven't actually watched it.
Do you remember the way that it sounded when you got mail from AOL?
You got mail. You want to make a cat sounds, don't you? Meow, meow,
yes.
meow.
Meow, meow, meow. That's exactly what I want to do.
I mean, if you want to make that sound, I'll put it in there.
I think that would be super adorable. Not everyone would get it, but those that did would laugh.
Yeah. I want to do it. Oh, that was great.
It'd certainly be, if you are playing the game with sound, you'd certainly notice that every time that you got mail.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. All right.
That could work, yeah.
That's actually another, I sort of forgot about that that's another big thing I need to do. A sort of a game design thing. I need to sort of come up with some decent like timing and stuff for when things happen. I think it's still like if your cat's around and happy for like 30 seconds, you get mail.
Oh, yeah, you mean like balancing?
Yeah, I need to sort of like it won't obviously not necessarily final, but like I'd like to get some sort of before we start testing, I like to get some sort of attempt at balancing.
Okay.
I haven't even attempted anything. I just sort of put a value in that's nice for testing, sort of.
What's the value you have now?
For exactly. I think at one point it was like At one point I had it really quick because I just wanted to test the mailbox, so I had like after like 10 seconds, you get mail from a cat.
Right. Okay.
I think yeah. And I even wanted to test like having multiple letters in there at the same time. So I was all for it, just like building up and just getting tons and tons of mail.
All right.
Forget. Forget where that access is.
How do we address that problem? What do we need to
mean,
do?
I think I could just sort of try to come up with something.
Shay,
And then it'll be yeah, I mean I can just sort of try to decide on some values that sound like they're decent. And then we can we'll have people play it and see like how the pacing actually feels with people actually playing it.
Yeah, we don't want folks to be able to like go through this game in like maybe like 20 minutes or whatever. So we need to make sure that there's enough time to be able to this just extra yeah. Charlotte, you asked how we can figure that situation out. I would say that we take the values that we have now.
So the question is, so the one thing is, so to feel like a good approach is sort of to like have a goal and work backwards from that goal. So like how long do we want to take? Well, there's different factors. One thing is like just how long do we want it to take for them to like say go through 3 to like fully upgrade the 3 towers and the 9 cats we have now. How long should it take them to get all that?
So the real question there is how long is long enough that it's a challenge, but not too long that it's no fun?
Yeah.
Exactly.
When I have concerns like things start to get more interesting, sort of. Actually, we only have, I don't know why I said 3. We talked about having 3. We actually only have 2 towers and 6 cats.
Yep.
I thought one time we had a goal of 3. It didn't happen. Yeah, that was my other thing was like, I feel like it gets a lot more interesting all of a sudden when you get to the 2nd tower. And how quickly did we want to sort of get you to that? And I don't know. Ideally to me, we'd have a lot more content.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
And you'd fairly quickly get to like level 2.
Yep.
When you only have 2 levels, if you fairly quickly get to level 2, then you fairly quickly finish everything.
Well, now pretend that the game keeps going.
Yeah. So like and sort of maybe pace it even as if we had 10 towers or something.
Yeah, I would pace it as though there was more because this is supposed to be a playable demo.
Yeah.
And if people like it enough, then we can. What I want to do is put this on, and I know you guys may not want to continue working on it, but basically, if you did, I'm gonna put the project out there and try to get people to work on it to actually develop it further.
Right.
So. Let's get it to a playable demo spot to test it to see if it's feasible and if it's actually fun. So pretend that it would continue to go on. And if that means that we need more assets that would, I don't know, it's just throwing this out there, but if it means that we need some elements that would hint at future content, but we don't actually get there, and then they get to a point where they, and I see this a lot on a lot of demos, you get to the point where you fulfill all of the tasks that you can, You get a screen that comes up and says, congratulations on, reaching the peak of this game. If you want to play more, let us know. We'd like to continue developing this. Here's where you can find out more and give us feedback or something like that.
I mean, we could easily do stuff like fill the book with like when you go to your items, like your cat toys, you could like fill it with buttons that are sort of just like
grayed out,
a generic silhouette of something that maybe it's even like the same thing, and it's all like grayed out. Sort of try to hint at there could be more things here.
Yeah,
that could work.
That would probably be a good way to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because this could be a 5-minute game. It really could. I mean, or maybe 10 minutes, and then and that's a good goal for a demo.
So the thing is like, so the other big question I had was like, so you want to give them stuff quick enough they don't get bored.
Right.
So like right now when you start out, you don't have a lot, and I feel like you could easily get bored very quick. So, and I mean, that's the other thing is like things can sort of like kind of a curve, sort of where like you sort of quickly get a bit of stuff at the beginning, and it sort of slows down.
Right.
I mean, you get quite a bit from the tutorial, right? That tutorial lasts maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, it lasts maybe 2 minutes, and you get at the end of it, you like one toy, which is not the most interesting toy, and you get one new cat in your area. To me, it gets really interesting when you start having more of the toys. There's like a variety of toys, like the string one. They were gonna start playing with them and stuff, and
yeah.
So again, we can sort of.
Well, I mean, we also got to want to balance grinding.
Yeah, we want it to be a little bit of a challenge to start to get the fun stuff, but we don't want to not give them something fun to keep them going.
They need something to do.
Yeah. And so if that first toy is not very interactive, then they're probably not going to be very satisfied, right? The first toy is a ball, right?
More. I mean, I think sort of maybe talk about it a little before, like ideally you'd almost have a tiny bit more you could do with the cats or something, maybe without having stuff. Like we added like the petting, but it's a sort of that also sort of is like one simple thing you can do that sort of gets old pretty quick. I don't know.
Yeah. The petting so the goal was interaction with cats no matter what. So the idea is that what is it called? The laser pointer and everything. And there
What laser pointer? What about the laser pointer?
Is it still in there?
It's not actually. It's sort of in there. It wasn't actually one of the toys we gave them in the first 2 levels. The first two region cat towers. It's not actually in there to give it to them yet.
Okay. Well. Yeah, that's the thing about it. We don't have. There's not a lot of.
It's not a lot right now, I guess. Then,
Yeah.
Well, part of this is like what kind of gameplay is this? Are we comparing ourselves to something like Neko Atsume?
I guess Neko Atsume doesn't have a lot you do either, does it?
No, you don't do a lot. You do stuff and then you wait and then you come back and you get rewards. And then it gives you like something to work with and put more down and see what happens. It's sort of like a simulator in a way.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you actually have a yard with that cats came to. You're not like constantly playing with cats.
No, you're more like just wanting to attract them, and they leave rewards and stuff as they visit.
Exactly. So we're still, yeah.
I guess part of it is like a feel of that doesn't demo well in a way.
Yeah.
So like if we give when we like the time that we've played already, even with people, like you hand the game to them and now they have the tutorial that they can go through. It's something at least. But then they just want to keep like tapping on everything. And it's like they just want to tap the screen and have stuff happen.
Oh boy.
That's an entirely different game.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. What do they call those games now where that's like all you do is tap on the screen?
There's like
clicker games.
Called clear games or idle games.
Idle games, yeah.
Vince actually said sort of something about sort of making it more like a idle game. What was I forget exactly what he said to do.
I wasn't around about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
well,
that would greatly affect pacing.
Yeah.
I also wanted to like, do we want another question? Did we want to maybe have more than one cat now or no? At one time, so it seemed to me at one time it was designed around this idea where you had like your food station and your toy station, and you only had one food and one toy. But it came a little bit from like the NECA Atsumi thing where you have like slots. At the moment, we went more towards like you can just freely place food and toys.
Exactly.
And so like if you had like it's also at the moment the way it works is it's based on the idea of one toy and one food, and the way it works is if you like replace those food and toy, the cat that's there that likes the previous one would go away, and a new cat that likes the new stuff would come. The way is now you can just like keep placing more stuff. And basically what will happen is you could theoretically just have that first cat that comes never leave and no other cats come. And do we want to be a bit more like you can place 3 foods and 3 toys and have all 3 cats come, or?
I think one food and multiple toys is realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This I think there's
I thought some of the cats would overlap though on some with like the interest that attracts them, like with some of the toys.
They don't right now.
Gotcha.
The other thing is, I think so my initial thing I did was just make them leave when they don't have anything of interest anymore. I think we also sort of talked about the idea that they also just leave at some point anyway. Also, they like, even if you have the food and toy they like, maybe they sort of come and go. So after a short time, they'll play with their toy a little bit, or eat a little bit of their food, and then they'll get bored and leave. And as long as you have the food and toy, they'll come back later again, maybe. Anyway, but either way, do we want to maybe have more than one cat potentially?
Yeah, I would think. I mean, you might want to limit it to like 3. I don't think.
I mean, it can be somewhat limited just by the fact that, again, maybe cats won't stay forever like they do sort of now. So if no cat ever stays for more than a minute, then, or maybe it's longer than that, but
Yeah, Sparkle Kitty was supposed to stay, and then
but you can maybe just sort of
the
balance it so
second
that
cat.
it's sort of difficult to ever have more than 3 cats.
Yeah.
We could have it so that some of like the first level cats, maybe they only stay for like 30, maybe more like 45 seconds to a minute or so. But then each, I guess, those that are acquired in the level 2 area, the upgraded area, the next set, they last maybe like 15 seconds shorter. And then so on for like the last set that you get, and then balance it that way, or something like that.
I also like the idea of them staying sometimes, though. Like they maybe just go lay in the corner or something and stay there.
Well,
or maybe that's like it could be maybe like a thing of, it can maybe even be like sort of a progression of that same, like the more that cat comes, the more inclined it is to stay.
Well, maybe you could also have it the length that they stay is not, they have the base time that they stay, like 30 seconds. But then depending on how much it likes you, that can add on as like a bonus.
Yeah.
Just so that way it's like, all right, if you keep attracting this cat, that means that you really like this cat, and this cat obviously likes you. And so as a bonus, it would stay longer, or it would maybe stay in like in the corner, or kind of off to the side a little bit and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, if they stay for a long time, I like the idea of them going to like, one thing would be like their cat house. That might be a little bit of work. We had the idea of, I had the idea of at some point they could like go into the cat tower and like lay in the cat tower and sleep in the cat tower or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of work to actually get. Well, again, I had different ideas of like cheats to sort of make it simpler. Like they don't actually correctly walk up the ramp into the top of the cat tower. Maybe they just sort of
float.
Or like I've seen floating looks weird. Like it almost makes more sense to me if they like there's a little puff of smoke and they disappear, and then a little puff of smoke and they reappear somewhere else or something.
I like that.
Or they can just be in there when you open the game back up.
Yeah.
Like they won't go in there until after you shut it down.
They won't go in there, but if you, maybe sometimes you come back and they're just laying.
Okay.
That also means they can't ever leave, though. Which I guess is
not during your play. Yeah. But that's not necessarily calculated while they're playing anyway, right?
What?
Like whether the cats leave or stay, or are they
right now
like
they are like, so you can have the app open, you place stuff they like, and then a short time later they'll come. Is how it works right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know you talked about maybe the idea that you always had to close the app. At the beginning, at least, that feels too slow to me, but I don't know.
So
I know.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I know some games have a thing that early on you have like energy, and after so long, like after so many minutes, a little bit of that energy gets restored, and you're able to, as you progress, yes, you use up a lot of energy, but you also gain a lot of energy back as like rewards. But once you get like higher level, like in the teens, it then gets to a point where like you have to wait because you don't have enough energy to do some of the interactions, or just complete some of the other like quests and whatnot. I don't know. That's something that we could try to implement.
Well, I think that's kind of hinting at our health system.
Gotcha.
Remember the cat collar changes color depending on how happy they are. Once you've reached the fuchsia color, you can't make them any happier.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything for them other than like, okay, I'm happy. Now what?
What he's talking about, like there's games where like you actually like basically can't play the game anymore. Like
it requires you to kind of like wait.
Requires you to have energy to do anything.
Right.
So
or
like
currency
Yeah.
to spend, or
yeah. And it's
And-
usually
and
a thing, like,
Resources.
it's usually
essentially.
so free to play games. It's usually a thing it's one of the ways they make money. A lot of times is there's ways I played at least a lot of them where like that is tied to you can at some point pay real money to get more energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like a free to play.
for us, that sort of translates in, and like I said, the health system or the happiness system, and then materials for crafting and things like that.
Yeah,
You
so
only
for-
get so much per session.
Yeah, so it's for us I see it as like the materials is sort of our sort of limit on stuff.
Mhm.
So you can
Yeah.
there's quickly a point where you can't really make new stuff.
Yeah. You run out of things to do because you have to wait for the results to happen. That's why I thought that shutting down the game and coming back later was a good way to kind of, all right, I've reached my max. I've got to earn some more. I have to log out for a little bit and then come back, kind of like at Neko Atsume,
Yeah.
because it gives them the sense of like, okay, I've done everything I can do for the moment. Now I need to wait and come back later.
Yeah.
And
I like
there
the
is
I like the idea of a cat can come more immediately though. Like you can get like
yeah,
sort
you
of-
can get the cat to come, but
So
they
you
don't
can get that-
necessarily leave.
you can get that
Yeah.
reward of that current cat coming immediately while during the session. You don't have to wait to the next session. But then you maybe have to wait for that cat to give you something to get the next. But you have to wait for that cat to give you materials for the
Yeah.
next cat.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
And we
Sort of-
also don't forget
sort of
that
the what?
I was going to say, don't forget that the toys and treats are finite. They only have so many uses. So
Yeah.
early on, they might wear out after one use.
Yeah. I don't know if I do.
Gives them a reason to make more toys.
Yeah.
And reuse recipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to keep them. We have to keep them entertained.
Again, early on, I like the idea of you quickly get new stuff a little bit. So early on, you quickly get like the first few different toys.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And then
And then
you start having to sort of remake the same toys a little bit.
Yeah.
now get them interested in farming for materials.
Right.
Sort of get them interested in this idea that there's lots of cool content you can unlock. And just
Well, it's all about balancing. It's a difficult process.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And again, so the idea would be like to try to make some sort of rough first attempt at it by
Mhm.
the playtesting.
Yeah. And then just get some feedback. And we're gonna have it out there for 2 weeks. So, if we wanna try to update it on a not daily basis, but every few days, we can throw some changes up there and let them know. Some people said that they can only test 1 hour a week, but
I mean, I don't think it's maybe. I don't know how much again, there's not a ton of content in there right now. They might be able to sort of play all that content in an hour.
Which that reminds me, is there a way to reset this game for people so that they can start over and try it again?
There's not
Because
like
for testing, we're going to need that.
Game. There's not like an in-game button that says restart. You can like go to the app in Android. You can go to the app and clear your save data.
Okay, we might want to include that in the directions.
It's not like the most user-friendly for people who like don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that bad to. We don't really have, so right now it throws you straight into like placing a play area.
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice to have a title screen to say play new or continue, maybe.
Yeah. We could do that, where it's like play new, play or continue. There's also, I don't know if I'd worry about it right now. Maybe for a release. Maybe not for the demo, maybe for a release. Maybe also have like some sort of options. Like turn off
save
sound.
data. Oh yeah.
That's a common thing, just to have like turn on and off sound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, all those stuff and whatnot. Can you place it? Can you place it in the book, Shay?
That one idea is to put in the book.
Like a settings tab.
Yeah.
Use the gear.
Mm-hmm.
The gear icon is like universal for that stuff nowadays.
Yeah. It's not. There'd be more stuff to make. Again, if we are really, I don't know. Certainly, if you're really trying to push this as like a game we are making money on and stuff, there'd be other things like we'd probably have some sort of notifications.
For what?
Well,
notification. What like
like if you've got a message from a cat or something.
If you got mail or something from a cat, you get a notification.
Oh yeah.
Which actually is really smart because then it gets them back into the game to play.
Yeah.
So that waiting that they're doing. Yeah. But if you're waiting on something, it lets you know when it's ready.
Yeah.
So
it's actually sort of nice for like I played sort of like RTS type games where like you have like you build something and it takes like half an hour of real time to build the and it tells you when it's done. It's nice.
Yeah.
True. Alrighty. So right now it's 2:40. The thing
just want to finish up. Yeah.
Well, I'm letting y'all know and everything that there's a really good that was really discussion and everything. But let's also keep in mind exactly that we need to look at some other things as well, really quickly, and there's something I need to mention. So yeah. There was so much in there.
Well, I'm glad it's recorded.
Yeah, it was recorded.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Shay, so you're going to work on play game. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What? Oh, what am I going to work on?
Yeah.
That's in there from last week, but sure.
All right.
the play at this point, sort of the play of the game and improve it is a little bit of what I'm constantly doing.
Right.
Especially
with the new.
It's like this week, I sort of did that a tiny bit, and what came out of it was decided I wanted to first upgrade the AR stuff.
Right. Which was a pain.
That became a little bit longer thing than I hoped, but that, and then I never got to doing the sound really. Yeah. I might try. Might try to think about balance. So maybe could even do that like, maybe like flying and stuff this week. I could be like maybe even just sort of outside of the game, just sort of trying to write out some stuff to like think about pacing and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be good. Do you have anything else?
That's it.
That's it. All right. So okay. So Here's something that so for our department, since Zach is in and out, continue basic cat animation, standing idle, walking into play. So that's David. How's that going, buddy? Oh boy.
Oh, he at one point said, he said he was trying to reconnect. He said he lost all sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
there he
like
is. There he is. Okay.
yeah. Like I mean, the video that I put on Twitter is actually at a bad angle of the actual thing, but I may kind of redo it. I was having issues like trying to have a standing animation of the cat going around a leg, and then it hit me that I could have just made a cylinder and then had the cat kind of interact with the cylinder, and that would have solved it. So I'll be redoing that and then working on the sitting petting animation.
Okay.
So wait, do we have like a? What about the like? What is it? Idle, walk, eat, play. Do we have those sort of, or are you just doing the petting right now?
Doing the petting right now. I need to do the walking. I know I have the idle, and
can you focus on these three?
So
walking and play.
Yeah,
I can.
The thing is, like, for the
those.
cat, to get to the point where like this cat is in the game instead of the other cat we have right now,
Yeah.
you must have idle, walk, eat, play, sort of.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we need those three. Also, can we okay. Let Shay know when you get walk. Walk should be done. I thought we did walk a while back.
Well, there's the old walk animation.
Can we just use that?
If the skeleton's the same.
I think it is. Is it the same, David?
Yeah, we just pretty sure it is, and we ported. No, I didn't. Jared attached it to the
Lacey
new
stuff.
model.
Yeah.
Okay, so use Lacey stuff. I was not the one we have in there now.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lacey made a walk though.
I believe she did.
Yeah, Lacey made a walk, and then Jared, we ported over that skeleton into this one.
Okay.
So it should all be the same.
Okay.
Cool. So let's do this. Can we get so can you make a FBX file, David, to give Shay that has the skeleton and that has the skeleton in the model, and he has Lacey's walk, and let's try to get that in there sometime this week. We can replace these cats.
I'm not worried about it until he actually has everything.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to replace until everything's actually there.
Okay.
I don't have the walk animation, but the Jared sent over the skeleton, the blend file of the or the FBX file with the cat and the skeleton.
Okay.
Rig.
Okay, so Shay is overriding me that thing, and so go ahead and just work on it until you get it done, and then hand off to Shay.
I'd say it'd be better for you to just focus on making the animation you need to make.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll do.
I agree. Okay. Choose one option from the refine logos to finalize. It seems like people are enjoying C a lot. We'll just have to. I'm gonna let me do this real quickly. Yeah, so when we decided on the new logo when he's ready for it and everything, and so we'll just go like what we did and do our democratic way of choosing from everybody and just go from there. It says book stand on hold, but I think we decided to just put a book stand in there after Shiloh messes with the one with the stand and getting that in there. So oh, enclosed eyes texture for cats. I think this kind of is probably not necessary because of the fact that we're going to try to get those cats in. I don't want any. I don't think it's necessary to try to get anything done for the cats that we have inside right now. That we need to just make sure that we are working on getting the cats in which were modeled for us for the final game to be getting in there. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. The focus on energies on things that are not going to be in the game and maybe taken out probably isn't the best thing. So let's not. So painting eye closed for cats for final cat forms. So okay. Sound department. Sound the book falling on ground, closing book sound, all that fun stuff.
Also, I had a thing I liked for the logo.
Oh, okay. What was the logo?
You look at C.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. You like C2?
Did you see? No, did you see what I did to it? I posted one just now.
Yeah. You like C?
Did you look at the one I posted just now?
Yeah, I did.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I think yeah.
I like that. That's my idea for what to do.
Yeah.
It has more color.
See,
Right.
I kind of like it gray.
Gray, okay.
Mostly just because you can add color anytime you want. Like you can have multiple, but like yeah.
So you could have a black and white one. I mean, that's one of the things I like about that the simple sort of two color logo.
Yeah.
It's easy to like. I added, and it's the one I did was like it had a gradient. It's easy to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you added the gradient? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't see it. My apologies. I see it now.
So yeah, I like that design. I like it with the gray because that it's a good contrast. But I also like it for like, I can see this having a bunch of different colors if we wanted to print stickers and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the design in general.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good. But we'll continue.
It's a good point to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point to bring up. Thank you very much, Shay. But we'll continue to work on that process as we go along and then make final decisions in the future. All right. So the books, the sounds and everything are based upon what we have now. So that'll be done over time. Marketing is me trying to make sure the design pieces and stuff like that as well. For QA and testing, so make sure to post issues on the cards in the QA Trello, the things we talked about today, like right there and whatnot. So it's small, simple things possibly that we can change before the end of the year. We'll do our best that we can. Need some more testers. Well, we have like 5 testers right now, but unfortunately these 2 are combined because if we can't do iOS in time, then we can only do Android. So
we can still ask for it. So
we can still ask for it, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a good question to ask, like whether we have an Apple build or not. It's a good question to ask what you have.
Yeah, of course. No, I completely agree.
If we have an Apple build, that means we have to get them an Apple build. If we don't, that means they can't test.
Exactly. I 100% agree with that. So it's just a matter of figuring out how those 2 go together to make it work for everybody. I do have one more thing I need to add. So due to Jared not being in the project anymore, we need to make the Dragon Kitty. I'm gonna work on that and try to get that worked on this week because it gets me back into Blender and I really want to try it out. So I'm gonna try to work on the Dragon Kitty and try to get that worked on. So bear with me. So and because I want to make sure I would give it to you, David, but I want you to focus on getting those 3 animations going solid and everything. So that's what I really want you to focus on for the time being. So I'll try to get the.
Do you have the app for it?
A Blender.
What?
What?
But he's just gonna use Blender.
Oh, he's just gonna use Blender.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little bit difficult to do the soft sort of organic stuff in some of the 3D programs. So.
Oh, I can make it work.
You can sculpt
I've done some
Blender,
stuff
so
like
it
that
shouldn't be
before.
too bad. From what
Oh
I
yeah, you can
understand,
actually. There's actually is
No.
sculpting. Have you ever played with that, Learn?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've
There's
sculpted
sculpting tools and
everything. But of course, I'm gonna go ahead and do it like low poly, and then increase the density over time and whatnot too. That's
usually
cool.
a lot of times with for games, if you sculpt it, you like retopologize it and stuff.
Yeah. So I'll work on that, and I think I have enough knowledge and understanding to make it work. But if I need help, I'll let y'all know. Alrighty. Was there anything else needed to be discussed for the project for this week?
I think you guys got it. I think we brought up a lot of good things, though.
Yeah, we remember a lot of good things and whatnot. The thing is that, like, the idea of, like, balancing the amount of gameplay, and it was something else Shane mentioned.
Well, Shay, if you want to look at the video, it's right after the 1 hour mark that we really started talking about all that stuff. So
we'll have to rewatch that. I'll just re-listen to it, stuff like that. We can rewatch it. Okay.
It's an hour and 42 minutes long. So
all right. Well, if nobody has anything else, we discussed. We didn't cuss. We discussed. We discussed a lot, and we got a lot of things done. It's coming down to nitty gritty. So just continue on, and we'll do the best we can, and get to going. So I thank you very much for everybody. You have a good Sunday. Stay warm. Hug a cat if you got one, and just enjoy the rest of your day. All right.
All right.
All right. I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Bye, guys.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.